My weakness?
Men.
That was great. Men. Well, I mean, sometimes being straight does seem like a curse.
So, Rizzy, the best part of this is that none of what you said leading up to that came through. It literally went live when I went, men.
That's great.
Oh, out of context. Hi, guys.
Oh, hi.
Oh, goodness. Posts. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yay.
Share it now. Share it
Share it.
far.
Share it now.
wide. Okay, cool. That is there. Oh my gosh, everyone in the chat is shitting on men, which is to say themselves. Now my husband is also shitting on men.
It's just good times.
From across the apartment, I just hear, men are the worst.
I mean,
I don't sound like that.
Ah! Kitten!
Oh, gosh.
Like, I wish you guys could. I don't know if you saw him. He just jumped like through the air, ripped my earbud out, and then like sank his claws into my leg, and then cascaded away.
Jumped through the air, you say?
Yep. Yeah.
What else would he have jumped through if not the air?
I don't know. Right. Hopefully someday I can figure out a force field so he can jump right into it.
Just curious.
Right. Oh, I hear him. He's behind the chair.
Okay.
Pulling his claws.
Do I need to do anything else on the keyboard? I don't think that I do. Amanda, is there anything else? Okay, I'm unplugging it. And plugging.
No.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, wait. The thing.
No!
Don't forget the thing.
I already unplugged it. I can't replug it. It's not how plugs work. Yes, it is. Okay. Look, I'm lit. AF, y'all. That's
You
what the
are.
kids say, right? I'm lit AF.
We're continuing our discussion from last week about what you were saying.
Themes, you know?
Big moods.
Ugh. Makes me feel some kind of way. I assure you.
There's also the no kind of way that you can feel. I learned that this week.
I feel that way all the time.
I don't feel no kind of way.
Exactly.
That's probably a sign of clinical depression.
Well, sure.
I mean, I know that well, because, you know. Amanda, have you seen those fucking shitty things on Facebook that, like, once
People?
I was...
Yes.
Well, yes. I was told the story about, you know, inside us, we each have a light wolf and a dark wolf, and the light wolf is good, and the dark wolf is evil. And I asked my grandfather, well, which wolf is the strongest? And he said, the one you feed.
Oh, God. Why? I just heard that the other day.
But here's the thing. Someone in the University of Chicago has its own meme Facebook page, because of course it does. And somebody posted a thing, like a picture of a light wolf and a dark wolf. It said, there are two wolves inside you. One has depression. The other has depression. You have depression. I just fucking laughed and laughed and laughed.
Okay, like, that I like a lot.
Right? One has depression. The other has depression. You have
depression.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's true.
Yep. So there you go, y'all. Some Christmas cheer.
Indeed.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. Trying that. Okay. Okay. Let me go and retweet this shit.
I also retweeted.
been tweeting a lot lately.
Me either. Ha. Ha.
I've been
Shocking.
having many fun times on Twitter.
Let's see.
That's how I stay so in touch with the youths, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
That's a thing that you do.
What's really funny is that, do you guys remember, like, when we were kids,
No.
especially, like, in the late 80s, I remember reading, like, a book about teenagers for confused parents, and there was a paragraph in there talking about some poor mom was like, when her son was like, oh, I love this band, they're totally bad, and his mom was like, but bad, why would you love something that's bad? He's like, no, Mom, bad means good. And then she was really thrown for a loop when she learned that rad meant bad. It was great.
Are you sure you weren't just reading like a Dr. Seuss book?
Rad means bad. Makes Mom sad. No, it was pretty awesome. So the idea that parents just don't understand, you know, it's been with us for a long time.
Probably since the beginning of Parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Sean, turn your ringer off, please.
The younger generation and its impenetrable slang. There was that one, like the text conversation between a mom and her daughter, and the mom at the end of the conversation is like, I love you, sweetheart, and then does the like ASCII character version of like a dick ejaculating into a vagina. And the daughter's like, Mom, gross, why would you send me that? And she's like, that's the alien getting into its spaceship. That's how you say goodbye. It goes into its spaceship and then he flies back to his home planet. And the daughter's like, who told you that? Your brother.
I feel like that's one of those things that like never actually happened.
I don't know. Once I read the whole thing about mom being thrown for a loop when she learned that rad meant bad, never underestimate the idiocy of people's parents.
Yeah, just because you don't understand things doesn't mean you're like totally naive about what thing. Like maybe I don't understand all the slang, but I understand that it is slang and that it means something, and it's probably not an alien getting into a spaceship to say goodbye.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a stretch. The one that I do believe is like the LOL, meaning lots of love.
Lots of love, yeah.
And my favorite one is like, your grandma just died, LOL. Oh, goodness.
If only adults would learn how to work the Google on the internet machine.
Someday.
Someday, indeed. Just watch, though. Fucking Generation Z little assholes are going to be mocking us and our inability to understand them in 20 years.
That's fine.
Yeah, little fucks.
The very famous Dan Amrick is in the chat tonight.
Oh, shit!
Dan, I saw that you were streaming with a new thing that's in beta, I think, from Harmonix. And it's like a karaoke thing. I did a little bit of research when I first saw it, enough to be like, oh, I need to look further into this. And I haven't had time yet, but I might have a new fun holiday thing for us to do, you guys.
Oh boy.
It's called Twitch Sings.
Oh boy.
And yeah, boy. I don't know if we'll be able to do it together because, like I said, I have not done my research. But it seems pretty fun.
I mean, you know I love karaoke.
Yeah, I know.
He says, it's karaoke for Twitch, and yes, you need to do this. Sign up on the internet.
To the internet!
Internets.
Dan, I enjoy your pictures of guitars. I like those on your Twitter. That's a good thing that I like.
He does have some beautiful guitars and a beautiful wife who knows how to take beautiful pictures of those beautiful guitars.
Guitar!
Guitar! Literally karaoke for Twitch. And the viewers can choose your songs and give you challenges.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
That sounds horrible / amazing.
Yeah, agree.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
wow.
yeah.
Oh.
Amanda, you and I are gonna have to do some research on this.
Mhm.
Stat.
Why can't I do any of the research?
I just don't think you will.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's all.
That's, you know me well. Yeah. Damn, John Haidt. That sucks to hear about, but I'm glad you got your car back.
Amanda,
And the deer.
Amanda, it's fine because we're not recording yet.
I know.
That face though.
That's why I didn't say anything. I was like, it's why bother? It does no good.
Exactly. We're not in the actual recorded state yet. It's fine.
Also, you can't be taught.
What?
Because you're an old bitch.
I am an old bitch.
Old dogs, new tricks, they don't go together. So
I'm an
Bitch
old
is
bitch.
another word for a lady dog.
Yep, that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Y'all came along with me. It was a great ride. It wasn't, but
Hashtag
whatever.
it wasn't.
Hashtag it definitely wasn't.
Should we start this?
Let's
Yeah.
get it
Officially now?
started. Let's get it started in here.
STARTD. Okay. That's fun. Okay. Everyone tell me. Oh gosh, I didn't save this. I can't type. Fuck. Hope it works. When you're ready to click record, let me know.
I am also.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna hit record. 3, 2, 1. Beautimus, and we're clapping in 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Now let's just hope this. Amanda, just remind me to save this as soon as we get off here because right now I'm recording in a file that doesn't exist, which is a little scary.
Yeah.
But keyboard doesn't work.
There's no life in the void.
It's true.
What you said. Okay, cool. With that being said, let me make sure. Okay, I'm good to go whenever you would like to start, Amanda.
Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 102. 102? How should I say? These numbers are too big for me. They confuse me. But it is that number of episodes of the Dork Pridecast, and my name is Amanda.
I'm Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk. Tonight is not the Drunk Pridecast that was last weekend for patrons only, but I mean, I am drinking.
But you're always
do you,
drinking.
boo. Yes.
I will do me, boo.
I'm also drinking, but it's just water, so I don't know if
It's
that
good
counts.
that you're drinking more water. We discussed this last time.
I will pretend that I am drinking.
Amanda Blythe is a mime. We have to kill her.
Yeah. I don't know. She wasn't very quiet about it, though, so...
Okay,
it's
so
it's a new form of miming.
Where you make sounds. I don't know. Maybe that means like the infection hasn't completely spread to her brain, but we need to cut off the infected limb.
Which one
that's
is
you, Rissy?
What?
I said I think that's you.
Oh fuck. Because yeah, it's like mime is like it's a communicable disease, and it can get into your limbs and then migrate to your brain.
Oh my god, Dan Amrek in the chat just said the girl is mime. The girl is mime.
I think you had enough.
We have had enough of mimes. Oh god. It's the parody that please
Watch them
we
do
hope-
a scene. The
God.
girl is mime.
It's the parody we hope Rissy doesn't write, but she might.
Yeah, I might just do that.
I don't believe it.
I mean, it's about time of year for me to go into my parody cave.
Is that a time of year? It's the most wonderful time of the year.
There'll be kids jingle belling, someone's crotches smelling like 1 week old beer.
Yeah, I knew we were going for beer. I just didn't know. Well,
I got you, fam.
It was beautiful.
It was something. That I will give you.
It's very kind
Something.
of you
Yep, I know.
to
I'm
offer
the kindest.
those words.
Oh, John Latch is asking me how much snow is there. There is a lot of snow, and more is constantly being added to it.
That really sounds terrible.
Yep.
It's not as bad as you'd think. Like,
No, it probably is.
Yeah, I bet it's actually worse than I think.
I mean, I also spent the last couple of years living in fucking Chicago, so I'm kind of immune to it at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. I do live in Tejas.
Right? Yeah, you live. I mean, and it's appropriate. You're a lizard person.
I mean, that is very true. We established this long, long ago.
Long ago, in the days of the Renfest, in the before time, in the long, long ago.
In the before times. In past lives.
Although, speaking of lizard people...
Go on.
Go on. Bork, bork, bork. Alice Walker, author of the book The Color Purple, has gone full David Icke conspiracy theorist and has gone all the way into Jewish people are lizards and control the world, and yeah. And wrote a poem about it.
God, there are so many questions I have, and I'm not going to ask them because we'll be here all night. But there are so many questions.
I'm like, how does any person go from being like sane to thinking David Icke? That is a guy who knows what's
going on. Yep.
Yeah, he is on the level, man.
God, that is so fucking crazy to me. Like,
yeah.
There are some serious conspiracy theories that have been like gaining traction recently, and it's very upsetting. But like that one, I might trump all of them. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't use that word anymore. It's just offensive to literally everyone. Yeah. And if you're not offended by it, you just don't know you should be offended by it.
True.
Yeah, that's, oh gosh, that is such a far cry from any sort of reality or even like possible explainable reality.
Yeah, it's just one of those like, oh, is this what? So, I mean, Alice Walker is, she's up there with female writers that have like gone into weird racist conspiracy territory. Joyce Carol Oates being notable amongst them. That old broad, like, who I love a lot of her writing, but she is a crazy old racist now, and she should never have been allowed on Twitter. So Alice Walker being really old and, you know, a female writer that I love and is well respected going into anti-Semitism. I guess it's maybe a thing that happens when you're really old and they allow you on social media.
They allow you on social media. I mean, somebody probably should stop her.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Well, that's pretty great. Thanks for sharing that piece of news that makes my head want to explode.
You're welcome. I mean, we did bring up lizard people, and I'm like, hey, I don't know if I'll get another opportunity for this segue. So here we go.
Did we bring up lizard people?
Well, I mean, I brought up that, so we discussed, like, temperature and you liking it hot, and I'm like, well, you're a lizard person because you do the adorable...
she set herself up for it then, is what I'm...
Yeah. Blythe, you have to do the lizard person thing.
Sure, blame the victim. No, this is an audio podcast as well. I don't want the people who are just listening to the audio version later to be left out of this sight gag. Also,
I mean, they'll hear you make the noise.
Also, I don't have a rock or sunlight.
That's
so, like,
true.
I can't, like, I'm a method actor. I need those things.
It's, oh, God. For those of you who haven't seen it and probably never will, it was a truly amazing thing where Blythe was just like, yeah, I'm a lizard person, and watch.
I yes-anded you so hard that day.
You did, and that's how I knew deep down, you know.
What exactly? That I'm a lizard person?
That A, you're a lizard person, and B, that you'd be good at improv.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure where that was going.
Because, again, most people would be like, ah, ha, ha, lizard people, that's funny. And you were like, allow me to demonstrate.
I mean, why not, right?
Right, exactly. That was the full yes and. You accepted my offer.
Right into the cooch.
Deep down. Yeah.
Yep. All the way.
Yep.
So, Rissy, a thing that you probably don't know happened, but Amanda and I know happened.
Oh, boy.
Is we posted on Patreon today.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know about that.
I'm not surprised. We were trying to crank it out pretty fast, so it could be up for this episode.
Just cranking it.
Cranking it. Crank it. Okay, sorry, I don't know.
Crank that soldier boy.
You. Superman. Okay.
Yeah, what?
So
you wouldn't be able to resist.
We posted on Patreon, and it's a patron-only post. So if you want to see that, well, become a patron. $1 will get you there. And it has some updates because we're making some changes for 2019. We mentioned this briefly on the Drunk Pridecast last week. So if you were there or listened to that later, it's touched on a little bit. But we gave out some of the details so that patrons can have those a little bit ahead of time before we actually make the change, which will probably happen December 31st is my guess. I'll probably go ahead and update all that shit then. So there are details on the changes, and there are suggestions for whether you should change your pledge now or later if you want to change your pledge at all. So that's there. But hey, you know, if you want inappropriate selfies, there are levels for that.
Right? There are.
We make them for you. So you can check those out if you're a patron. And if you're not, go check out the Patreon at the beginning of the year. It will have changed. Amanda, do we want to discuss anything specific or just leave it at that?
No, I think you hit the inappropriate selfies. That's the important part. So
right. Hey-oh.
It's called a teaser.
Right.
We're doing it, you guys. I think this is how you do's it.
This is how you do it.
I went and saw that shitty Grindelwald movie. Anybody else seen that?
No, because I heard it was absolute garbage.
Yeah, it is a hot pile of garbage, and every time Johnny Depp's face was on the screen, I just wanted to fucking punch him, and like in my head, I just kept repeating like, fuck this guy, fuck this guy, fuck this fucking guy. And Sean was like, well, it's good because he's the bad guy. Yes, except I wasn't like, fuck this character. I was like, fuck this actor.
Who's still getting work and lots of monies.
And lots of money after some real proven treatment of women.
I saw a thing today online that was ragging on Johnny Depp that referred to him as a fart smell caught inside many smelly scarves.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Right? And I was just like, that's a great description of Johnny Depp. Thank you.
But despite all of that, you guys, I just I didn't even know what was going on.
That's what I've heard.
The plot didn't make any sense. I didn't rewatch Fantastic Beasts before I saw it, but I don't know if it would have helped that much even if I had. There just seemed to be a lot of plot points and things that they just simply weren't explaining, and you were, I guess, just supposed to take your best sort of educated guesses. And it was horseshit.
Yeah. That's
so 5 stars out of 5 is what you're saying. Everyone should go rush and see it right away.
Like what I've heard is that it basically takes all the worst elements of Fantastic Beasts and just expands on them, like the parts of Fantastic Beasts that don't make much sense. The fact that Newt Scamander is not really a good hero, because in the first movie he's like, these animals aren't dangerous. It's like, yes, they are. They spend the entire movie being dangerous. Like that, they really are very dangerous. And you keep losing track of them, you idiot.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, why are they sending that guy after the most powerful wizard in existence? Yeah. Like, why that guy? There's no explanation for it.
Also, why is Albus Dumbledore so hot?
Oh God.
Right.
I mean, if you're into that, I guess, but I'm just not.
I love Tweed. But then he turns into, perpetual nightgown wearing Dumbledore in the other movies. I'm like, what?
I mean, he's old, Rissy. He gets to do what he wants.
Yeah.
I guess, but Ian McKellen is an elderly gay wizard, and he still looks way better than Dumbledore.
He's still also in gowns and, I'm not... I don't see the difference.
Well, I mean, Ian McKellen as a person, I think dresses much better than Dumbledore.
Well, as a person, okay, whatever.
But also, when he's not, generally his most identifiable role is, if it's not Gandalf, it's Magneto, who has a great fashion sense.
I don't even know if you're talking about the character or the person anymore, the actor anymore. And frankly, I don't care.
I don't think she realizes that make-believe is different. Not real. Yeah.
La 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 la.
Sorry, I should have had you. Yeah.
Josh in the chat says, this is a review coming from a Hufflepuff, so it must be bad.
Yes,
because Hufflepuffs routinely enjoy crap, I guess is what Josh is saying.
They're just nice.
We can.
Amanda, you're not a fucking Hufflepuff. Don't say we.
She said
I didn't.
Her.
I didn't say we.
No. No, I was saying that we just are usually able to find the goodness in things. And absolutely. Which is very true of me. I have a pretty low bar for like things I enjoy, like media that I enjoy.
You hang out with us, so
yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta have a low bar. I have a lot of friends who I think are Hufflepuffs, and I'm just like, what?
I don't know what that means.
In terms of their media taste.
Oh. I mean, I have good taste. Like, I usually know that a thing is bad or not good, even if I can enjoy it or find some facet of it that is good. I still usually know, like, this sucks.
That's true. I mean, Fantastic Beasts was not a great movie, but it was at least mostly coherent, and it had some actually really good scenes. The art design was wonderful. Like, the costumes were incredible.
Right, Grindelwald crap, I give it 10 Johnny Depps out of 10.
Oh, that's awful.
It's the worst.
Why? Do you know what you're saying, woman?
I love the idea of us reviewing things and giving a different ranking every single time.
Well, that basically turns us into MrCranky.com, who only rated things by how bad they were. So 1 bomb was the highest rating he could give anyone, and it went from 1 bomb, which was like tolerable. So that's safe for like all the best movies in history, all the way to a nuclear blast, which was, I believe, was proof that Jesus died in vain. I believe that one was for Mariah Carey's Glitter, amongst a few others.
Oh my god, I can only imagine. Oh, Glitter.
What kind of money? What kind of drugs? Actually, speaking of terrible movies, Twilight got voted the worst movie in history, and I'm like, are you fuckers insane? Have you seen the second Transformers movie?
There are a lot worse movies. Like, it wasn't great, but there are a lot that are much worse.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, Twilight it's terrible, that's true, but like Transformers 2, 3, 4, and 5. Also, any Adam Sandler movie post Punch Drunk Love.
Oh god, I wish you were wrong.
How about and I love Kevin Smith, but the movie that he made where the sausages got up and they were Nazis and they like went around and murdered people, like,
I think you hallucinated this.
Nope. Yeah, nope. I don't think
that was a definite movie. I think Johnny Depp was in that as well. Briefly.
Blythe, Amanda has gone like fully insane. We have to get a butterfly net.
Yeah, I'm
that is, I got up and I walked out of that movie, and I think that's the only time I've ever
actually real.
Okay, except that it was.
Somebody yoga hosers is what I'm understanding.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
I've never even heard of this.
Oh, is this the one that starred his daughter?
Yep.
He put his daughter in there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And maybe Johnny Depp's daughter as well.
Yes, you're right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that it was like Kevin Smith was like, my daughter's so great at acting. This movie's gonna be awesome.
Nope,
and then
she is not.
Yeah.
She's not great at acting.
How can you be that oblivious as a parent? Like, if I had a child who was shitty at music, I would very quickly be like, honey, let's find you something else. Like, this isn't for you.
Well, I remember when I watched the Olympics, I was like, Mom, I want to do gymnastics. And Mom was like, Rissy, you're going to be way too tall for that shit. Don't. We're not even going down that road.
You don't have the coordination.
No, I don't. But yeah, like gymnasts are all like 5'1", and that's the tall ones. So
yeah, that's why my sister stopped doing it. because she's as tall as me, which is not tall, but it's
that's
tall
way
for a
too.
gymnast.
You would be gigantic as a gymnast.
Well, and that's she just got to a point where she couldn't do it very well because she was just too tall. So
it's just one of those things you just need to be honest with your kid about that shit. But I mean, Kevin Smith is a Hollywood person, and I don't know if any of them are particularly intelligent or self-aware. So
he's generally struck me as someone who's fairly self-aware, but
then there's your own kids, right? So you have combination Hollywood person plus your own children, and you're not ever gonna be able to see them for
but it's like you were there. He was definitely there when some of those scenes were being shot, and he had to be like, oh, that's as good as that's probably gonna be.
I mean, come on, he didn't ever go to her school plays or whatever and just be like, this hurts.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she was probably one of the
living in LA. No,
I was gonna say actually she probably wasn't. I know.
I mean, all those other kids had their fucking headshots and shit. Like,
yes. She probably like went to school with the Fannings or some shit.
Oh God! Wow.
Well, I think she's like BFFs with Johnny Depp's daughter, and that's why they did the movie together or something.
Was Johnny Depp's daughter a decent actress in that?
Neither of them were very good.
Okay.
Well, Johnny Depp's daughter is with Vanessa Paradis. Yeah, I that seems like she should probably go into modeling, not acting.
Like there were scenes that were decent, but there were times where he's just like, "Oh, you are an actor reciting lines."
Wow.
I mean, it happens, but. And I've seen people who I like now, some of their earlier stuff where it's like, ooh, you got better because you were bad when you started. So
Exhibit A, David Boreanaz.
Well, yes, that was actually that was who I was thinking of. Because he is bad. He is bad at early Buffy. And he's gotten like stuff he does more recently is fine, but he was not good early on. Not good.
No. I mean, he was pretty. That can help a lot.
Yeah.
But only goes so far. Also, it decreases with age, even if you're a dude.
Although it lasts a little longer.
Depends on the dude.
Well, I mean, sure, but
a lot of that has to do with whether or not you retain your hair, right? Because dudes that start going bald, it's like...
or if you are famous enough to be able to afford the amazing hair plugs that like...
that don't look like doll hair?
Is it like Steve Carell? Did he get them? Yeah, Steve Carell, because if you watch early Office...
Wow. I had no idea. I don't watch The Office because I don't like it.
Just go find pictures of him from the first season of The Office, and you will be like, what? And look at him now. Clearly. Also, Joel McHale.
No.
100%.
Hasn't he talked about it?
Probably. I mean, he's that kind of guy.
So natural and lifelike. I mean, because usually
yes.
when you see the fucking hair club for men and it's like, that's doll hair, that's gross, it looks awful and not real. But those guys
that's the stuff that doesn't cost as when you can spend the money on it,
it's like veneers, like on most people, they just look like horrifying horse teeth. But on Hollywood people, they can get the really good veneers that are like $40,000. And it's like, my God, their teeth are amazing. Because they're not their teeth. They had their teeth filed down to nubbins and then had implants put on top.
Sounds so horrible.
I know. Yeah. I'm just like...
Although there is some sort of an appeal for me there because then you like never have to do anything ever again. So...
Best hope they not get broke.
Well, sure. Good point.
Dem teeths.
Did anybody do anything interesting this week?
Actually, real quick. On the horrible fake hair. Did you guys see? So Stephen Miller, one of Trump's staff, who is a younger dude, and somebody on Twitter summed it up best that like his facial expression looks like he has the dead eyes of a sociopath. And somebody like took a picture of him and captioned it, "Are you going to eat that last piece of doll hair?"
Ew.
And it really like. That's the best caption. So Stephen Miller is a monstrous racist pig who has been balding, I think, since the age of 12. And he went on a rampage, like a verbal rampage, about how immigrants are awful and evil. The thing is, he did it when he had the spray-on hair. Like he started using the spray on hair and it's amazingly terrible. It looks like bad chia hair or like craft felt, and it's not remotely the same color as the rest of his hair, and it just showed up out of nowhere, and everybody, like the internet has lost its collective mind over it.
Yeah, I did actually. I saw pictures of that. I just didn't know who he was or what the fuck he was talking about. I just
saw the bad sprayed on hair
pop up in my...
Yeah, Stephen Miller is responsible for a lot of the worst of Trump's anti-immigration policy, him and Steve Bannon, who Steve Bannon, I guess, has a lot of his natural hair left, but as, again, somebody on Twitter put it, looks like the guy that gets bit in the zombie movie and keeps trying to hide it from everybody as they physically deteriorate. Or as someone else put it, whatever is eating his face needs to hurry it up so he can just die. Steve Bannon looks like a caricature of like the fat guild master that would appear in a 17th century low comedy somewhere in the Germanies.
The Germanies.
That's what it was. It wasn't Germany. It was the Germanies.
Okay.
Yeah, north and south. Duh.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's all I wanted to say about fake hair. So.
Well, that was beautiful. Have you done anything interesting this week?
Me?
Yeah.
I am back on my bullshit.
What the fuck does that mean? When are you ever off your bullshit?
Right. You're going to have to say words so that...
Yeah, I do. I have to say words. So for those of you who can't see this, if you're just listening, I'm holding up a copy of George R. Martin's Fire and Blood.
You're also blocking your voice from the microphone.
Oh, sorry. George R. Martin's Fire and Blood, which is the first installment of a history of the Targaryens. I finished reading it. I fucking loved every second of it. It's so good. And so I've been... Again, back on my bullshit, listening to a lot of weird-ass fucking tinfoil hatty podcasts and reading on the Song of Ice and Fire, subreddit, which has been newly reinvigorated because a lot of this is, like, new information. So a lot of people were afraid that it was just going to be, like, a condensed version of stuff, other things he's released, like, because he's released a couple of short stories about old school Targaryen shit, and people are like, this is gonna be a collected version of that. It's like, no, there's so much new shit in here and it's all really good, and yeah, so I'm just like, back into that Game of Thrones shit. All right, here we go. So that's really a lot of what I've done. I've been there is a podcast series, I guess you'd say, you can listen to it off of YouTube, by a dude who goes by Lucifer Means Lightbringer. And it's basically like trying to approach the idea as if the repeated mythological motifs in the Game of Thrones worlds are actually attempts by ancient cultures at explaining astrological disasters. That, like, the world of Game of Thrones had 2 moons, and one of them was hit by a comet that exploded it. And that's what created the myth of Azor Ahai and Lightbringer and the dragons that are moon meteor. It's real weird and shit. And
shit.
Yeah. It's total tinfoil hat paradise in there. So that's a thing I've done with my time. I'd really like to see the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, I have plans to do so. Everyone is saying it's really, really good. I'm trying to not allow myself to get hype because I don't want to be disappointed, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that for sure.
My new favorite, like, geek reviewer, the Cosmonaut Variety Hour is the name of his YouTube channel. He gave it like a 9 out of 10, and the thing is, while he likes Marvel, especially compared to DC, he's really tough on the Marvel movies. Like, he doesn't just give, most of them don't score any higher than a 7 for him. Like Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, and then this one are the only ones that have scored like over a 7 for him. And so I'm just like, wow. So I'm really excited about it. Also Mary Poppins.
I don't think I can go see that in theaters because I'll probably just cry through the whole thing. And I don't want to make anybody feel weird.
I imagine there'd be a lot of people our age doing that.
Not to Blythe levels though.
Oh, well, I mean, sure, but to Blythe levels is a thing you have to kind of append to everything, involving blood.
Well,
I'm just saying. I'll watch it when it comes out on whatever Disney platform.
Streaming.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's probably going to be
VHS.
Oh shit! It's probably going to be exactly like the like when the first of the new Muppet movies came out, when Rainbow Connection starts up, like.
Oh yeah, I definitely lost it.
That was an ugly cry moment.
Yeah,
that was like those banjo notes and like my childhood. The first pictures for the live-action Aladdin remake are out, and
no, I'm not talking about that garbage.
It does look terrible, although Hot Jafar is amazing. He looks so good.
That's all I have to say about that.
Exactly. There's hot takes on that all over the internet. You can get them somewhere else.
Thanks, I hate it.
Indeed.
Essentially. I'm just kind of done commenting on or just even giving a shit about the Disney live action movies. It's just like, if you're a kid, go see it.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah.
My version is the version that already exists.
Yeah.
Let's all move on with our lives.
The one I was almost excited for was the Lion King one, because I was like, oh, live action, they're going to do it like with people.
Right.
So it's basically
like
going to be
Broadway.
like yeah. Well, no, not just that, but like it's going to be like Black Panther. It's going to be like kingdoms in Africa that are warring and shit. They're going to turn it into like not just people acting out the parts of animals, but actually like people. Like we are, this one group is the lion tribe or whatever, and this is our symbol, and these people are like the hyenas and shit. Like that it was all going to be like metaphor and heraldry. I was really hoping it was going to be that, basically, because that would have been real cool.
Yeah, well, surprise.
Yeah, boy, that CGI sucks, and I don't like it.
Yeah. It's just not. No thanks.
I'll probably shit my organs out in anger when The Little Mermaid gets that treatment.
Speaking of shitting.
Yes!
True segue. Guys, you know what I did this week?
You shit a lot?
Sort of. I mean, no more than usual. But I did it in a new and exciting way.
Ooh! Did you get a squatty potty?
Well, that is one thing. I've had one before. Went without one for a while, but we did get a new squatty potty. But do you know what else we got?
Laxatives?
No. I mean, no. A bidet, you guys. We got a bidet.
Oh my god, you got a bidet. Why did you get a bidet? Tell me everything.
Well, I mean, I want a clean butt. Why? I don't know how to answer the why question. Why else does one get a bidet?
I guess the only Westerners I know of who have bidets are I guess pregnant women. It's I guess so much easier to keep yourself clean, because I guess a problem with pregnancy is like constipation and things like that, or diarrhea, and you're big and bulky and waddly, and it's just a lot harder to wipe and whatnot. So having a bidet just makes everything more useful.
That's weird. I've never heard of that. But
I
actually,
hadn't either.
Bidets are becoming really common because you can buy them for the toilet seat and just take off your current toilet seat and install it. And for a while, it was mostly a rich person thing because they were prohibitively expensive. But now that they've been around for a while, and Japan, they're really affordable. And so affordable.
No.
But yes, so we got a bidet, which will also help with some other issues, which is ultimately why we made the decision. We've wanted one for a while. So yeah, it's exciting. It shoots water up my butthole.
That's pretty great. Not gonna lie.
Not up my butthole.
They are great for like post-sex cleanup.
Oh, I bet.
I had not considered that aspect yet. That's very exciting. We've only had it for a couple of days.
What temperature is the water?
What temperature?
Yeah, is it warm or
It
cool?
starts out warm. for like there's a little tank in the back, but we're actually getting a different one that has a an automatic heating thing, like instant heating. Apparently, the water goes through like a ceramic tubing, and it's long enough that by the time it goes through that ceramic tubing, it will be heated. So it doesn't have the tank. And yeah, it's warm and it's really cool. So highly recommend. I will say the first couple of times I used it, I definitely was like, oh God, oh, what is happening? This feels weird and I don't like it. So it took a little getting used to. The first one I'd ever used was at a rich person's house, and it scared me so much that I cried out aloud and immediately turned it off. So
that's the best story.
That was actually a couple of months ago.
You're adorable.
I guess I forgot to tell that story. Yeah, when I was in Las Vegas, we were staying with a friend who, one of my dad's friends who had a bidet. And I was like, well, I'm going to finally try one of these. And it just, I was startled by how intense it was and how much it was very much like, it knew where my butthole was. And it just shot straight in there. And I instantly was like, no, no, no. So that happened. But So
you had not prepared your butthole.
I did not prepare my butthole, no.
You were not, my body is ready.
No, my body was not ready. Nothing about me was ready, I guess.
See, I always just take a little bit of toilet paper and wet it and then basically wash my butthole.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that like the Squatty Potty recently had come out with, I'm sure they're not the first ones to do it, but because I was on the Squatty Potty website, I saw it, that a foam to add to regular toilet paper. And it's an alternative for those flushable wipes that aren't
which are not flushable.
They are not, no. Yeah. That's why I don't use them, because I know it would be way too easily to just go.
I mean, they're flushable in the way that tampons are flushable. They will flush. Right. They will go down your.
But don't fucking do that. Yeah. So if you're using those, don't. Also, one of Sean's specialists specifically said, like, don't do that shit. The chemicals in there are bad, and like there's a million reasons to not use those. So just don't.
Oh, I could see that. They probably have like alcohol based, so they're probably drying and.
Sometimes,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, sometimes it's that, or
I bet they're heavily fragranced as well. You don't want that shit on your mucous membranes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, let's be real. Just products that get pumped out into the market by big companies are oftentimes not really what you want to be using. So this is one of those cases. So
but yeah, I've been doing that for years. Like, and because yeah, otherwise I don't feel clean. I need a little wetness on the old.
Oh yes, surface. We need a little wetness. Right upon our bunghole.
That's way better than the extant version of the song.
I mean, you're welcome. God, we should do a Christmas album, you guys.
That's all about poop.
Don't worry. We haven't even done a real album.
Right.
Amanda, we're not going to do a Christmas album.
I love ICP's Christmas album.
I thought we were going to.
Did you just say something about ICP?
I said I love ICP's Christmas album.
Get out. I'm done with you. Go to your room.
I can't.
No dinner.
Oh, I ate dinner already, though.
Puke it back up.
Okay.
We've also been raiding a lot at work because it's the last week before our holiday break. So we went on
Pokemon, or
yes, we went on a Cresselia.
No, just in real life.
Oh, okay. That sounds
we're going on. We're raiding different stores.
Lots of pillaging of local businesses.
Yeah, we went on a Cresselia raid and a Heatran raid and a Ho-Oh raid this week so far.
Raiding them hoes.
Ho-Oh.
Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh.
No. Dislike. Amanda.
What?
I've talked about my butt and my Pokemons. What have you been up to?
Well, so I started watching an anime, and I've stopped watching that anime.
What was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't anymore.
I know those feels so hard. What was it?
My Hero Academia.
Oh, I've seen people talk about that on Twitter.
And everything I've really seen about it has been good. And the premise is entertaining. It's basically an X-Men sort of world. So it's like, I think it's like 80% of the population is born with some sort of quirk. And they're basically mutant powers, like X-Men. And so you get people that go into like the hero track. They want to become heroes. And they're actually like paid positions where you are paid to go be a hero. And it's about these kids that are at this hero university, high school. These are high school kids. So there's like, I get it that there's a lot of sexism issues in anime in the way that women are portrayed. And these aren't even women. These are like 14, 15-year-old girls. But what did me in
I love it already.
The most recent episode that I watched, and literally after this line was said, I said, "Oh, fuck you" to the TV and turned it off.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So there's a character. She is an adult. So she's probably mid to late. It's anime. You can't tell how old anybody is. She's probably mid to late 20s. She doesn't look any different from the high school girls, but whatever. But there's been an attack by these villains, because you can be a hero or you can be a villain, and they have their own groups as well. But these villains come in and attack, and she gets hurt. She's lying on the ground unconscious, and one of the villains is basically standing on her face.
Ugh.
And one of her like friends, the guy in her hero group that she's in, to reason with the guy standing on her face, is like, hey, don't hurt her. She's recently been thinking about marriage, and she's just a woman. She's just a woman trying to be happy despite her age. Like, basically, please don't fuck up her face.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I think it's like she's doing her best to find happiness despite her age. Please don't hurt her face, or please don't mess up her face, and I was just like, nope, and done.
Well, that is the thing in Japan. Christmas cake women,
What?
no matter how good it looks, nobody wants it after the 25th.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we don't have a horrifying culture of youth worship here in the United States, right? Especially as concerned women. But
sure. But
yeah, that's
the thing is like the female characters in this, which again are 15-ish. Okay. I don't know 15-year-olds with boobs like that. First of all, maybe one, but not all of them are like the enormous, and they're all in these very skimpy outfits. And the people that make this anime are clearly like, they're aware. They're self-aware, because there's some news segment where they bring two of the heroes, the professional heroes that are women, and they're like, what do you think about people that say that female heroes are too scantily clad? And they're like, meh. And then they cut away, and that's kind of it. Like, they're like, yeah, we know, but we're going to keep doing it. Which, whatever. It's not for me.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
And knowing is hating everything.
G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane!
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Have you been watching anything else instead?
No, because I was into like the third season before that. I mean,
Jesus.
I had let a lot slide.
I thought we were talking like episodes, not seasons.
Like at the beginning of the third season, but still a decent ways into the. I mean, this is like going on now, so the third season is currently happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those like I wanted to like it, but and things would happen. I'd be like, oh, I don't like that thing, but I'm just gonna ignore it. And then that happened, and I'm like, that cuts me a little too deeply.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
I'm like, I'm gonna not anymore. So so I'm done with that. But I have been watching. Actually, what made me check that one out in particular is I've become a little bit obsessed with a YouTube channel called Drawfee. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Quick question before we switch over.
Yeah.
As far as My Hero Academia goes, do you know a character called Yuga? No? Nothing?
I don't know anybody's names.
Oh, well, I assumed after seeing a full 2 seasons, you might know if it was a main character at least. Okay, never mind. Just curious.
I don't think that's a main character.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. I only ask because my VO producer at work plays that character. He used to work at Funimation.
Oh!
And so I was like, wait, why have I discussed My Hero Academia before? Because I haven't seen it.
That's a main-ish.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy who's usually yelling at me that I said a line wrong and do it again. He doesn't yell at me. He's actually the best. I really
that
really
character
love him,
is actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that's great. So anyway,
yeah,
that's voiced by one of my coworkers and kind of friends. He's really great.
See, this is why I only watch tentacle hentai. You don't have to worry about the misogyny being hidden.
Oh, I thought you were like, you don't have to worry about knowing any of the voice actors.
I mean, maybe also that, but you know.
You never know.
That's true.
Don't be so judgy about hentai voice actors. Anyway, sorry.
Actually, I would love to meet some of the people who did the dubs for like Erotica Doji and some of the first real hardcore like tentacle hentai to make its way to the United States and like what were they thinking about like their parts. Like, this isn't the typical anime script. Like,
yeah. I think it'd be actually really fun to do the voice acting.
Yeah, oh god,
for a character in one of those horrible things.
It absolutely would. Yeah. Did you know that there's like live action versions of that?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I think it's just called porn.
not with tentacles though. Like,
I mean, that still can be called porn.
It can. It's just I don't think it has any direct Western analog except pterodactyl porn, but that was still human dicks.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Sorry, I totally took us off track. Amanda, you were saying something else, that you were watching something else or reading something else. I don't even remember.
The YouTube channel.
Oh, thank God, because
yes.
I would have felt like a real asshole if you couldn't remember what you were saying. Yeah, what is it called and what is it?
It's called Drawfee, Drawfee, and it's a bunch of artists who I think they work over at Dorkly.com, I think is the website. But they basically just have their Photoshop screen that they're sharing, and they have different tasks that they have to draw in a short period of time. So one of them is like draw Pokemon characters from memory. And one of the women that draws has never played Pokemon, so she just makes stuff up and it's hilarious. But they do a lot of like,
so it's almost like improv.
It is. It's improv drawing, and they have a lot of they have a lot of sets, but they will bring people in to come and like, okay, this time we're doing like the Deadpool universe, and they all had to draw different Deadpools. Or one time they came in and draw like lesser known Marvel heroes and things like that. So it's very funny and enjoyable, and I've been watching a lot of that because you don't have to super pay attention. I mean. Yeah, they are funny, but it's also just funny to see what they're drawing because they're all decent, obviously. But
yeah, that sounds really cool.
It is. It's very funny. The first one I saw, I'm just like, I don't know about this, and I'm like, oh no, okay, this is actually pretty great, and then have just watched them a lot. So when you're done watching us on YouTube, just go over there. I don't know. That's all I got.
YouTube.com/Drawfee, I assume. That might not be correct.
You can certainly type that into the search bar and it should come up.
You can use the Google on your internet machine.
Yep, you can do that.
And then after you've watched some Drawfee stuff, go watch the video from that like NASA engineer dude who came up with the perfect trap for people who were stealing his Amazon packages.
Yes, it was amazing.
So fucking good.
I think somebody put it into the Dork Pride Worldwide group on Facebook. So if you want an easy way to find that, it's there. But oh my gosh.
The fart spray was the pièce de résistance.
Well, the fart spray, I don't know if he realized it or not, but the fart spray I feel like is the reason he got his package back so many times.
Yeah, because it started stinking.
Because they immediately wanted to get it out of there.
I love some of the things that people are, dude, my whole car? What? Like the first guy like sounded so stoned and like fratty douche type.
Amanda, did you watch this video?
I have not.
Oh, you have to. It's just so over-engineered. It's so delightful. Like, I love ridiculous over-engineering.
Yeah.
And it scatters glitter everywhere.
Everywhere.
It records their reaction, like, from 4 different angles. So, like, you can't turn the box in a way that the reaction is not recorded. Has GPS so they can go get the box when they inevitably try to get rid of it. And then it has a fart spray that it sprays like every 30 seconds, like 5 shots of this fart spray. So they just can't even keep it. Yeah, it's pretty great. And so then they make it look like a package and put it on a porch but crazy engineering. It took the guy 6 months to create it and test it, and just like it's just delightful nerdery. Honestly, it's just beautiful
and Justice Boner,
no question.
Yeah, I love the woman who stole it, and it's in her house, and she goes, "Oh
hell no!"
And then just like takes it and throws it outside because she brought it all the way into her house. Most of the people, they open it up in their cars, but this, oh hell no. That was fucking magic.
It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, oh, wow.
That's why I get all of my packages sent to work, because people are thieves and deserve to get fart glitter bombed.
Yep.
Agreed. Anybody else have anything interesting that they've done recently? Or just want to talk about? Can I just want to make faces?
Oh God, Amanda, my dad used to do that one all the time. It freaked my shit out.
Okay, sorry.
He'd come to tuck my sister and I in and be doing that, and we would just immediately start screaming and laughing.
The best way to get your child ready for bed.
Right.
Freak them the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah. They're definitely going to settle down immediately.
Good night, girls. Bye. I mean, I guess Christmas is coming. I don't really care.
No,
I'm excited to be off work. I have 2 more days, and then I have like 2 weeks off because video game industry.
Yeah.
This week has been just boring as fuck at work, which is great. We're interviewing right now, so I just have like 1 million interviews, and that's it. So, yeah, it's just like I'm ready for some time off. I'm ready to get some shit done. I'm ready to mail out some damsel shit.
Oh yeah,
because I'm very behind on those things. And maybe there may be some damsel stuff going on as well. We've not planned anything, so I don't want to say anything specifically, but we will be discussing after this what we want to do and when we want to do it, if anything. So, but yeah, hopefully we can knock out a couple things we've been meaning to get to you guys while we do have this time off. That's the true meaning of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Damsels of Dorkington.
The meaning of Christmas.
Finally delivering on their commitments.
Right.
I think Amanda might have frozen because she's been like Fry from Futurama side-eyeing for a while. So hopefully there we go. She's
there she is. She's back. Yay!
Chrome just decided to shut down on me for some reason.
It's apparently been an asshole for.
Is your recording still going?
Yes, I did check that. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
So we were talking about how the true meaning of Christmas is the Damsels of Dorkington finally delivering on some of their promises, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh. That's as good a meaning of Christmas as anything.
Right? Rissy.
Yes.
Do you have a Dork Pride chat for us?
I do. So yesterday I was on Twitter and got to participate in a really, really fun discussion. Apparently there's a show called Travelers on Sci-Fi or...
It's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. And it involves like time travelers and I guess in this most recent season, time travelers are coming back to like our era.
They have been the whole time. I've watched all of these, so I'm very familiar with the show.
But yeah, and apparently a lot of what they know about our culture stems from the internet. And so my friend Arthur Chu was talking about like, I see this going terribly by basically time travelers researching through the, using internet culture to try and fit in this time, and it being like just a constant, how do you do, fellow kids? And so the Twitter discussion was, what are all the internet memes that would make you look like an absolute fucking crazy person if you thought this was actually how people communicated with each other? And so there was a lot of discussion of how is Babby formed. I'm like, oh no, if they find the how does girl get pregnant, gregnant. I'm like, nobody in the future knows how to spell the word pregnant. It's like early modern English where words have all these different spellings because they did all their research from the internet. And so for you guys, like what thing would get you in trouble, I guess, that like, because like some facet of like a subculture you participate in or things that you love on the internet that if you had discovered it in the future, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I love this thing and I'm going to talk about it all the time to people in the past.
I can answer that right now.
Yay!
Because I already do it and didn't need time travel for it. Old Greg.
Oh yeah, that was one of the ones that people brought up.
That thing has been dead for so long.
Right? Yeah,
no one gets it anymore, and I do not care.
Right?
I continue to make references. I continue to show it to people.
What are you doing, my waters, boy?
The last time I showed it to someone, well, I had referenced it, and they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I explained a little bit, and they were like, no, I definitely never saw that. And I sent them the video, and they were like, no, this does seem familiar. So, like, it was like they effectively blocked it out. And I was like, no, why would you do that? Come on.
That had to be what it was. It was just like, no, it disturbed me so much that I just, I erased that part of my mind because... Yeah.
I love the idea of Time Traveler Blythe coming back, to now and just living out old Greg. Like people in the, late 2010s were all about the old Greg.
The old Greg.
The old Greg.
Oh gosh. I just love it. Is that so wrong? I will never see Bailey's and not ask someone if they've ever drunk it out of a shoe. I just won't do it. I'm gonna be in a goddamn retirement center going, have you ever drunk Bailey's from a shoe?
God forbid you had to go to a gynecological appointment. You've seen my downstairs mix-up?
I had not thought about saying that to any of my gynos, but now I'm going to.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
You know me. You've seen my downstairs mix-up.
I didn't ask to see that, now did I?
Do you love me? Real weird. Amanda, what about... Wait, Rissy, you were supposed to answer first. I got too excited.
I know, man, this was great. I think my problem would be weird Twitter. Like, I would go in... Weird Twitter is a thing, and... it's mostly just a lot of it is like weird comedians being really weird, and some of the best like internet pranks have been orchestrated by weird Twitter. Like when Republicans were trying to get like people to fax in their names to say I would sign a petition to repeal Obamacare. Basically, weird Twitter found out about it, and that's how you get Weed Lord Boner Hitler, who sent in their, like, basically all the names that got sent in, and they had like a video recording all these names coming through the fucking fax machine. And that's my all-time favorite is Weed Lord Boner Hitler.
I do enjoy when people take over hashtags and do like the exact opposite thing that the person who initiated it was attempting. I do love that for sure.
So yeah, I would definitely be on the weird Twitter kick. I'd go into the past with my name being Weed Lord Boner Hitler. And anytime I saw two things that were similar where one is larger than the other, I would be like, don't talk to me or my son ever again. Yeah, there would be problems. I would talk about corn cobbing. Yeah. So Amanda, how about you? What would be the thing that would give you away as a time traveler?
See, I feel like I would want to, if I as far as just like weird things that people kind of know about but are not timely, in the vein of old Greg, would probably be salad fingers.
Oh yeah, fucking salad fingers, man. Back my salad fingers. Better see if that fish is done.
Do you not like my mouth words? Naughty mouth.
Right. Somebody on there pointed out that like Tumblr users, like people that researched Tumblr, would all be coming into the past with their own like list of kinks and their fursona ready. Like if introduced to a superior at work, they'd be like, "Choke me, daddy."
That's real weird.
Yeah.
Here's another one that would confuse me, and I think I would be like, oh, I guess this is what we're doing. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It hasn't popped up too much in my Facebook feed, but it has popped up in Sean's, where people will create Facebook events for things that they don't actually intend to do, and thousands of people will RSVP to it. The only one I can think of specifically, he's not here, or else I'd ask him. The only one I can think of specifically was that it was like we're all gonna show up at the Capitol building on November 5th and just scream Beto. And it's weird. It's these weird things.
I actually did. There was a thing I RSVP'd to for post-rapture looting.
Right. It's just very strange. It's these very strange things. And people say that they're going to these events, but I don't think that they actually happen. It's not like some weird sort of like mob event. What are some others? Sean just came out.
People did go to the Scream Beto at the Capitol.
They screamed Beto at the Come closer. Come closer.
Beto. Only like 30 people showed up and screamed.
Well, yeah, but like thousands and thousands had RSVP'd.
But they said they wanted them to because they said scream Beto at the top of your lungs wherever you are to help out. The ones that are fake are like Smash Mouth reunion tour at the dumpster behind the Denny's.
Yes, I've seen those.
Yeah, it's right down Rissy's alley. So
no, I've seen those and I love those. Although the post-rapture looting is my all-time favorite. But actually, I've seen a lot of those involving Guy Fieri. And bands like Limp Bizkit or Smash Mouth.
But I think that I would probably, if I were a time traveler, I would see this and I would see that thousands of people were RSVP'd to a thing, you know what I mean? And I would be like, oh, I guess this is what we are doing. And let us talk about the Smash Mouth concert behind the dumpster, right, guys?
Right. We're all going to that amazing Smashbox concert.
In the premise of the show, like these time travelers, they basically upload their cognitive whatever into people that are about to die. So they're not like taking over their life, but maybe they were going to run out in front of traffic and they jump in right before they're going to die and then don't run out in traffic. And now they have a body that they feel like morally okay with using. But the way that they try to pretend like they're actually that person is they go onto their social media and read through their stuff. So that I can just imagine them going to work the next day and being like, so that Smash Mouth reunion was great, right? And people are like, what? And they're like, yeah, we all went. Remember, guys? And they're like, that's not a real thing. They're like, but yes, that was a joke, a funny joke. Haha.
Right. The idea if we were all forced to live up to our social media profiles, like,
yeah,
that. Oh boy, yeah, I would want to change a lot of things on my Facebook, which I never go into and change things on.
Yeah, I feel like they'd need to pick people who are more
active.
Outgoing, shall we say?
Well, outgoing is not the right word.
It's an word.
N-word
is N-word.
N-word like N-art. Can you imagine all the dudes off of Tinder, like if they research their Tinder profiles, who would assume this dude is some kind of exotic veterinarian because they posed with tigers?
Oh, Lord.
That was a thing for a while, is dudes finding ways to get into like animal theme parks and shit and take pictures with tigers because women apparently go nuts over that shit. So, yeah.
That's called natural selection.
I mean, I'm surprised that nobody died as a result of this shit. Or maybe it's just Tinder covered it up.
Do we know no one died?
That's true, like.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That was my Dork Pride chat.
I loved it. Thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was gonna say normally you don't just get going on that shit hardcore, but that was great.
God is ready.
Yeah, your body was ready.
I just know what I experienced, and I feel like I've already experienced that.
And that's definitely old Greg. I'm all Greg.
I will continue to experience it for the rest of my life.
And that's going to do it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. Of course, as always, we want to give a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her album Black Hole Heart.
You can find the Damsels of Dorkington on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and, I don't know, other places. You probably already found us, but also our Dork Pride Worldwide Facebook group. We all post cool things and we do some chatting there. That's another one.
We do enjoy a good meme or two.
We sure do. Another way that you can help us out is by rating and reviewing our podcast on whatever application you use to listen to it on. And it's a thing that you can do that helps us greatly and costs you $0, this many dollars.
But if you do want to contribute in the form of dollars, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where you can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as a fuck ton of bonus content and being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people. I think we should give everyone nicknames from old-fashioned slang.
Like how old-fashioned?
Well, I mean, I'd like to thank John Totally Bitchin' Hate.
Okay, sure.
I mean, it can be any era, really.
I'd like to thank Mary Cowabunga Henderson.
I'd like to thank Joshua Tubular Griffiths, because he's totally tubular.
I'd like
to
thank Sean Daggio Palmer.
I would like to thank Richard, top of the morning to you, Hirsch.
I'd like to thank Gordon the Bee's Knees Nelson.
Get it?
I would like to thank, if we're going that old, Alec Riches Croesus Teller.
I don't know what that means.
It's Roman, ancient Roman.
That's fine. Oh, God, you guys, I just ran out of slang. I would like to thank John Makes Me Feel Some Kind of Way, Kozlowski.
Well, and then I would also like to thank April, a big mood, Barker.
We would also like to thank Kevin Larson, Jason Sanchez, Irv Walter, Daniel Neruda, Melody Glatzel-Smith, William Priest, Wayne Walls, Darren Wilson, Ryan De La Rosa, Jeremy Elbows Hannah, Sensual Menus Podcast, and last but not least, Rusty Hill.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 102 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you all in 2 weeks.
Deuces!
Jetpack, motherfuckers. Pew.
Rad means bad.